Post Commander, First Lieutenant Kevin Rod. Good morning.
Good morning.
Coming up on a busy holiday weekend.
Yes, it is one last hurrah before the summer ends.
It is.
We roll into the fall season.
I wonder, there's some school districts in the state, here Jackson, of course, we've started 2 weeks ago. I wonder if that limits some of the travel from those areas.
I think it does. I grew up northern Michigan. My mom was a teacher up there, and I know they had restrictions back in the day that school didn't pick up until after the holiday season because it impacts the tourist season. So, of course, like you said, down here we've been back in session for some time.
Yeah.
Will you have increased patrols over the holiday weekend?
We will. We've got the Safe and Sober campaign going on right now through the holiday period, just to increase some patrols. We want folks to, of course, enjoy the long holiday weekend and the travel that comes with it, but want them to do it safely. You look historically over this period, the last several years, over 40% of the fatalities that have occurred in the Labor Day period, alcohol or has been involved in it. So we want to make sure that folks are doing it safely.
Yeah, staggering number. Of course, a lot of us do a lot of driving on the highways, and there's it's Michigan summer is construction season. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's an active construction zone or not, or if it's maybe just barrels haven't been picked up. What do we need to be aware of when driving through these zones?
Just paying attention to the signage. MDOT and the local folks are very good at putting out the signage, leading into the zones. And so make sure that we're paying attention to those, and obviously, as we all know, there's a lot of distraction in the vehicles with our phones and so have you. So we need to put that stuff down and paying attention.
Yeah.
I was driving back from up north this past weekend, and someone flipped me off.
I can tell you why. You were going 62 in the left lane.
I was going 80, and I was in the left lane just briefly, and this guy came right up behind me and started flashing his lights and honking and everything. It's
That's what would you call that? Aggressive driving, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I call that in?
You can. You can.
Just don't call me. But yeah, you see more of that distracted driving. You can't, go 2 miles without seeing something. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's just, is that something you guys worry about constantly?
We do. There's a lot going on in the vehicles that we see, and on my way down here this morning, as I'm waiting at the light, I see somebody turning left in front of me with their face in their phone.
Right.
And
You should give
the
them a
vehicles.
ticket.
Well, unfortunately, they give me an unmarked car that I don't have. I've got some limitations with what I can do with that. So yeah, it's frustrating.
I got an idea for you guys. When you pull over, give someone a ticket, add a thing at the end of the ticket for a tip.
That's a good idea,
Yeah.
we were talking like everyone's tipping now. I think that would be a good idea.
You guys should get tips.
Well,
How'd that go over at the end of the
unfortunately,
ticket?
there's some restrictions with that with our line of work.
Oh, you guys can't take
Yeah,
money.
that would be a bribe, Bart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
point.
silly stuff.
Do people show you like pretend badges, or they gave to the police charity fund? Or?
On occasions, we see that, or they'll put some stickers in their back windows that they're affiliated with certain
I wanted to ask you about
organizations.
that. Yeah, you'll see that. Those are just stickers. That's not going to get you out of a distracted driving ticket.
Or a state police hat they may have on
Yes.
the back deck. That I've had someone throw out that they got that from our colonel at the time, and you can get those.
You can get them
anywhere.
online, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So don't try any of that, Bart.
No, I have Napoleon badge.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
That wouldn't do.
No.
It might help you in Napoleon Township.
Yeah, exactly.
You get outside, a lot of folks aren't going to be aware of what Napoleon Township is.
What other initiatives does Michigan State Police have going on?
The Safe and Sober is the big one
Yeah.
going on right now. Obviously, with all the construction zones here locally, we're seeing, we do put some extra patrols out in those zones and working. I know you've had Kelby Wallace on the show over this stretch. So yeah, it's a constant, you know, with 94 going on. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
joke with him and his staff, what are we going to do when that project's over?
Yeah.
You know, obviously we'll move on to the next one. There'll be something going on.
That has turned out really good right around Jacksonville.
It has.
It's a
It
nice.
is. It's frustrating as we're dealing with it, you know,
Yeah.
and you're dealing with some of the traffic backups and those frustrations. But when they're done, you know, we look back, this is nice.
Yeah.
So,
Leave early, just be patient.
Yeah, just be patient.
yeah.
Yeah, and there are, I think with holiday weekend, there's going to be some suspension of construction
Yes.
projects, so
Yes.
make it a little easier.
Yeah.
You know, the Clare rest area was closed.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the Clare rest area.
Really?
Couldn't believe it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of great places to stop in our great state, but yes, please drive safely. And then you've got people, of course, that are, you know, when we're out of town driving in other states, it's confusing, right? You know, every
Yeah.
different traffic pattern. So you're also driving with people that are in town that really don't know the area that well, and
Yeah,
that
they
can
don't
cause problems.
They don't have an awareness,
Right.
you know, of some of the local intricacies
Right.
that we're familiar with. So,
There was a contest to choose the best police car, state police car nationwide. I thought we were going to be a shoo-in, but we didn't. I think we came in like number 8 or 9.
yeah, and that's roughly where we've been the last few years, is
Yeah.
8 or 9.
It's not
so
right.
it's a sharp-looking car.
It is a nice looking car.
You know, we obviously we hope to do, you know, a little better in those
Yeah.
polls, but
Next year, we got to get a better picture.
yeah.
I think it's.
We've we've had some nice ones, you know,
Yeah.
with the Mackinac Bridge in the background.
Oh, yeah, that
I mean,
one was sweet.
we're pretty fortunate with some
Yeah.
of our
All right.
backdrops here in Michigan.
Next year.
So,
Well, I hope you and your team have a safe weekend, and thanks for all that you provide our community, and thanks for coming in today.
well, thank you.
Appreciate all you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
First Lieutenant Kevin Rod, our post commander, Michigan State Police, Jackson Post. More of the morning show after this.